y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be our 9 months baby and body update. Technically baby boy is already 10 months old, but I wanted to do this for the 9 month, and we're not too far from the 9 months, so we're just gonna pretend like it's 9 months. There's a lot to unpack. Of course, I will be showing you guys my body as I've done in all my previous update videos, not to show you like where I'm at, whether it's to bash myself or to look at, say, you know, look at me and look how much weight I lost. It has nothing to do with that. It's just almost like a diary to keep up with, but also to share with you guys. All of our bodies are different, and for me personally, between all 4 of my babies, my body has changed so many different times, and I've never had the same look after having a baby, ever. I've never looked the same, and it's always evolving and changing. So again, I'm in a totally different body as of right now than I ever have been before. I do not work out, for number 1. Number 2, I would love to work out. I have nothing against working out. I just have not done it yet. I tried to give myself space to heal and just try to learn how to live life with 4 kids now and not put that pressure on myself and my body and my mentality, because you're already so busy with everything else and trying to figure out this new life. And then you add in, oh, I have to work out because I want to get this body back, or I want to do this with my body, or whatever. Now, if you are the type of person that loves to work out, props to you. Again, I'm not trying to put anybody down with this video. This is just how my postpartum has been going up until this point. This is, you know, if anybody is interested in how it has been for me, again, it probably won't be like this for you, or maybe you might have some cases here and there, you know, where some things that I talk about, you're like, yep, I definitely went through that, or I'm going through that now. But again, we're all different. Just want to put that out there, because I feel like no matter what I talk about, there's always somebody that's like, that's not how it goes for everybody. And I'm like, of course, guys, just because this is what happened to me does not mean it's going to be exactly like this for you. Now that we have that out of the way, before we get started and too far into this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you like this kind of content, and don't forget to subscribe, because I would love to have you here. I have like 70 or 80% of y'all that watch my videos but have not subscribed yet, so definitely pause the video right now, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you turn on the notifications so anytime I put a video out you will get notified. I have tons of pregnancy, postpartum content, motherhood content, if that is what you're interested in, so head on over there and look through all my playlists. We've got day in the lives, we've got some clean with me's and shopping hauls and baby clothing. Pretty much I try to cover almost everything, all the things that I like, at least, you know, motherhood stuff. So it means the world to me that you choose to become a part of this Soul Tribe Mama family. And when you like my videos, it definitely helps me, not only for me to see what you guys like, but it also helps my videos get shown to other mamas like yourself that want to see videos like this. YouTube's algorithm will push my video out to those types of people. So thank you in advance for doing that. I don't have baby boy with me right now because he does not want to take a nap, per usual lately, mainly because he finally got a tooth coming in. So that is one of the updates. His little tooth on the bottom finally broke through yesterday or the day before. Like, it's barely there. I can feel it with my finger, but you can barely see it. And I'm so grateful that it's finally out. But the only thing that sucks about that is that now he's cranky more often. He doesn't want to sleep. He's uncomfortable. He hasn't been whiny or crying very much, but he just, you can tell, like, he's agitated. There's just things that he usually likes that he doesn't like right at this moment. Definitely all the cuddles, but then at the same time, he's like, get away from me. I want to do my own thing. Don't make me fall asleep. I don't want to go to sleep, kind of thing. He is in the other room with daddy. I don't know if he's trying to get him to put down for a nap or just playing with him, but he will be in this video a little bit later because it is about him as well. So I'll be sharing everything about him, and y'all can see how big he's gotten, because he literally all looks so big. I feel like after 7 months, he just like shot up. Like, he's just a chunky boy. He's gotten taller, he's gotten thicker. Clothes are not really fitting him anymore. I'm like trying to get him more items, which I don't want to buy a whole lot because we're kind of in limbo season right now in Texas. August, which is like the hottest month of the year, but I'm afraid that if I buy him shorts and t-shirts, by the time we are able to use all of those clothing, it's gonna get cooler. Now, in Texas, it really doesn't get like fall weather until November, so I got some months, but at the same time, I just don't want to spend money on a whole, a ton more clothes for him for the summertime if I don't really need to use them longer than like a month and a half or something. I'm trying to wait it out and just use what we have, maybe buy one thing here and there, and wait for the cooler months, or at least getting closer to that, and then start buying him, fall clothes and winter clothes. And that way I can order sizes that are bigger, knowing that they'll fit him now, but also fit him in 3 months as well. Well, hopefully. But that's kind of how my mind works. Let me know down below. Are you excited for fall? I am so excited for fall. I'm just still like, I live in Texas. It's super hot outside. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing my hat. I've got my little cardigan on. I do have shorts on though. So in my home, I like to wear things like this. Even when it's super hot, I wear things like this because I just feel comfortable in them. I like wearing sweatshirts and all of that. But at the same time, I just hate being bombarded with all of the fall and winter stuff when it doesn't feel like fall. That's my problem, I think. I'm still like in limbo right now. Maybe in September I'll be like, okay, now it's technically supposed to be fallish. Not the weather, but just in my mind. And isn't September when pumpkin spice comes out, PSLs? Because I definitely cannot wait for that. I want that right now. Every time I go to Starbucks, I'm like, oh, when is it gonna be here? I want to drink it so bad. And I get mine iced, so it's even better, especially when it's hot. Now I'm rambling about stuff that has nothing to do with this video. So, starting with me, I'll show you guys my body, what it looks like in a minute, but I don't know how much I weigh. I don't know how much I've lost or any of that. I don't own a scale. I haven't been to my doctor, so I wouldn't know any of that. I just go off of how I feel and how my clothes fit. I have noticed that I usually buy 10 or 12 in bottoms, like jeans or shorts, and then a medium, or sometimes I'll buy a large, like in joggers if I want them super oversized, but usually a medium is my go-to. But the other day I went to try some jeans on at Target, and the 10s fit me good, but I was like, I could probably get the 8. So that right there made me think, okay, well maybe my body's like starting to get rid of a little bit more here and there. And again, y'all, when I say those numbers, I don't know if it's about you, but for me, it doesn't bother me at all to think of, like, when I used to buy bottoms and jeans, I was buying like size 26s. I have a size 25 jeans in my closet, which I don't know why I have them, because I'm never gonna wear those again. I hope I'm never that size again. I was way too skinny then. 25, 26s, but usually a 27 was what I was always buying. And then also, like at Target, it was like a 4, maybe a 6. And I do have to say that after I had my daughter, I actually gained more weight. I was like really tiny during pregnancy. Even when I had her, I wasn't very big. And then all of a sudden, I think it had a lot to do with hormones and having a girl instead of a boy. At least for me, this may not be for everybody, but for me, differences between having my boys and then having my one daughter. With the boys, my weight like dropped off like crazy, and then with her it was like the opposite. Like didn't gain that much during the pregnancy, but then after I had her, I just started gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining. I started working out, I was still gaining. Like, it was the craziest thing to me. And that was when I felt the most self-conscious about my body, because it was summertime and I was having to buy swimsuits. Now, the one thing I loved was curves, because I had hips and I had a booty and I had boobs, and I was like, ooh, this is cool, I like this. But at the same time, I would see pictures of myself and I just felt like I look so wide. Like, why do I look so wide, and why am I gaining weight? This has never been my problem before. And that definitely was hard for me. So that was when I felt the most self-conscious of my body. And I didn't hate it, because like I said, there was parts of it that I liked. There was also when I went to go buy bottoms and I had to buy like a size 13 or something, or 14, and I was like, what the heck is happening? Why am I buying this size? And I was talking to my girlfriend, and she was she didn't have a baby, but she just has weight fluctuations. She was going through a hard time and she had gained weight, and she told me, she was like, Jessica, if you buy the clothes that fit you the best, it doesn't matter what the size said, you will feel so good, because when you look in the mirror, it looks good because you're wearing the clothes are not wearing you. You know, you're not trying to stuff your body into this tiny thing, and nobody else knows what's on the tag. You know, unless you're showing them, nobody knows. And I was like, you know what, you're so right. And after that point, I was totally fine. I was buying the clothes that fit me. I loved them. I felt comfortable. You know, it was nice. So this time around, I give two craps about what sizes I have to buy, it as long as it fits me and it feels good and I don't feel like I can't breathe or whatever. So sizes mean nothing to me, and I hope that if you have that problem, that me talking about this and what my friend told me gives you some encouragement, and just know that it doesn't mean anything. The only reason we have those sizes on there is just so that we know what to buy. And now that fitting rooms are open again, you can like try them on in store. You know, you get 2 different sizes, you put them on, you see which one feels the best and looks the best on you. You take that one home. I mean, cut the dang tag out if you have to, so you don't have to look at the number every time you pick it up to turn it on or to put it on. The only reason I notice is like, oh, if I have to down a size, I'm like, oh, cool. So I guess my body is getting rid of something. And like I said before, I'm not working out. I'm not a healthy eater, y'all. I'm not. And I've tried. Sometimes I eat kind of healthy, and sometimes I'm a sweets girl. I like chocolate. That's how I'm gonna be all the time. And you know, every once in a while I like to eat healthier. I crave salads and stuff, but for the most part, I love my sweets. I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm sorry. And again, if you are like this, if you are, you know, into fitness and that is your thing, then that is great. I'm not, you know, putting you down and saying, I can't believe you do that or whatever. I'm not saying that. And I hope that people wouldn't say that about me as well. You know, I know that we should prioritize our health, especially when we have kids, because you want to be around for your kids. But at the same time, I work so hard at home with my family, for my family, that if my thing is sweets, I'm not giving it up. That's my thing. I'm gonna go in my bathroom, eat my sweets, and take a break. And that is what makes me happy. So I do want to start working out. I always said like once I hit 12 months postpartum that I want to start working out, adding in whatever I can do, you know, maybe put on a workout from YouTube for like 10-15 minutes. The boys would love to do that with me. Abel especially, he's really into fitness and wanting to get strong, so I know that they would do it with me and that would be fun. But again, I just haven't had the time yet. Like I have not tried to make the time either. I know that's also a thing people say. It's just not the time for me yet. But when it is, I definitely will bring y'all along and share what I'm doing. Maybe we'll even do like a fun little, you know, postpartum workout together or something. I don't know. I'll bring y'all along and do something fun. I have little postpartum hair, little pieces of hair coming back on my head. And of course, they're always right in the very front right here. It happens when I'm pregnant, like in the very beginning, and then you start seeing these hairs starting to grow through. And then it happens again during postpartum, like the first 3 or 4 months of postpartum. I feel like I'm losing hair, and my hair feels way thinner. And then now my hair is starting to get really thick again, and I'm seeing those baby hairs in the very front. They just sit up like this on the top of my head. Which is kind of why I'm wearing a hat right now, because it looks a little crazy right there. And it's always right where I part my hair, and they just like, meh. So those, and then I have some like right here too on the sides that are starting to grow back in. So that's nice that they're growing back in. It just sucks going through that phase. Now I'm going to get into PPD, and I have a couple videos on my channel talking about this. I have one where I talk about all of my PPD journeys, and throughout these update videos I've talked about how I haven't had it yet with this baby, and I'm super happy that I hadn't had to go through it yet, or that I hadn't gone through it at all. I'm hoping that that was going to be the case this time around. And I guess I spoke too soon, because I've definitely been feeling it over the past month, almost month and a half. It's like slowly been creeping in. You know, and I would feel certain ways, but I would always think, well, it's not PPD because it's got to be this, you know, or it's just I'm having a bad day, or I'm going through a rough time, or whatever. But now I know this is what it is. I've already been through it twice before. I know the feelings that I've had and the thoughts and the things that go on with it. If you've watched my postpartum depression video, then you know in there I talk about how I have chronic depression. So I've gone through depression before throughout my whole life since I was a teenager, and I know how that feels, and I know what that's like. And postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety is 10 times worse, and it is so much worse, I feel like, because there are so many different elements to it. It's not just the depression side or the anxiety side. It's like that together plus these horrible thoughts, mommy thoughts and things that run through our minds, and the overwhelm. It's just a lot. So I know, I don't need, if you follow me on Instagram, then you kind of already know what's going on, because I have talked about it over there and told y'all that it was happening, and that, you know, kind of kept y'all up to date every single day of what's been going on. And I'm going to keep doing that, because I feel like postpartum depression is not talked about enough on social media. It is not. Some people don't believe in it. Some people think it's a bunch of crap. Some people have never heard of it. Some people didn't even know that you could get it. They think it's genetic, like all of these things. So, and it could be genetic actually, but we don't know because there's not enough awareness about it and enough studies done. And I definitely know recently I've heard a lot of different places starting to do that, which I think is great. And I pray that they have more information on this when my daughter ends up having a baby someday, because it's just so annoying that we don't have enough knowledge about it. We don't have enough resources for it. And we're kind of just left to deal with it on our own, you know? And I know a lot of moms that have done that have gone through it once, maybe even multiple times without telling anybody, with just trying to do it by themselves, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. And I do know that I need to call my therapist. I do know that I need to get on an antidepressant. That's what I did the last times, and it definitely helped. It still takes time. It's not like a cure, you know, you take this pill and you're happy tomorrow and everything's great, but it definitely helps. And I've gone through counseling since I was a teenager for a lot of different things, and it always helped me, whether you're going through something hard or not. So I know that's going to help. The sucky part is not knowing when it's going to end or what is going to work, because sometimes you take, you know, antidepressant and it doesn't work. It does the opposite, and then you have to go through that, and then I don't know. But in the meantime, the feelings and the thoughts and the ups and downs and this roller coaster ride that you just don't want to be on top of trying to take care of your family, clean the house and cook the dinners and get the snacks and feed the baby, and maybe you're pumping too, going through a pandemic, getting the kids ready for school starting soon, being a wife, trying to do my own thing too, take care of myself. I mean, all of those things is already overwhelming. The other night I was trying to edit a video and my daughter kept coming up to me like, I'm hungry, even though she had just ate something. And I knew it was getting late. I needed to get dinner done at some point. It was already getting too late. I was like, all right, I need to stop. I need to do some dinner. The kids were just, it was like I don't even remember what they were asking me for or what they were saying, but it was just like one kid after the other coming in and trying to say something. And then they want this. And then what about this? Oh, when's dinner done? What are you making for dinner? Oh, I don't know if I like that, mommy. And it's like, oh my God. And all I was trying to do was make a simple, just like cook some chicken breast on the skillet and some rice. And that's literally it. That's what you're getting. I made some sauce or something to go on top to just give it some flavor. But I was in the middle of cutting the chicken, and it was like all of those things, and I had other thoughts going on in my mind that were just like racing. Like I was trying to remember things and don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. Oh crap, I gotta do that. And then for a split second, you know, I was like, where's the baby? Where's the baby? Because now that he's crawling, sometimes, I mean, he'll be so quiet, and I know that I set him down there, and next thing I know, I look and he's not there, and I'm like frantic, running around the house like, where's the baby, where's the baby? And of course, all I can think is, oh my God, he put something in his mouth, he's choking, he's dying in some corner somewhere, and I don't know where he is. Like, that's my thoughts that run through my head. Jade was just, and I kept being like, okay baby, okay, can you just go over there? I'll give you something, just a second, like please, I'm trying to make dinner. And y'all, I just knelt down in the kitchen floor next to the oven, and I just started sobbing. And I tried to do it under my breath because I didn't want my kids to know, and not because I don't want them to see emotion or anything like that, but because I was not prepared to tell them why I was crying or what was wrong. I didn't really want to talk about it. I just needed to cry a little bit because I was feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling like I couldn't do it, and I wiped my tears, and then I started cutting the chicken, you know, and tried to get everything on the plates and got everybody fed. And times like that have happened before, and they're gonna keep happening. And it just sucks. It sucks to have those feelings, and I really thought that I was done with that. You know, I'd had it before. I hadn't gotten it with Knox. And I thought, oh, thank goodness, like I'm not gonna have to go through this ever again. And now here we are. You know what's funny is I would think that I would have had this for sure during the newborn phase, because we were smack dab in the middle of pandemic central lockdowns and masks and everything mandated, and being stuck at home and doing remote learning with the kids, which that was hard. And I thought for sure, like, if any time that I was gonna get this, it would be then. Like, just overload, overwhelm, overload. And I didn't. And I mean, there were days that were hard, but I got through it, and I didn't feel that way, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. So for it to happen now, it just sucks, y'all. It just, like, literally there's no other word than it sucks. I've shared it well, now I'm sharing it here, but I shared it on Instagram, and I had so many of y'all that have, you know, said you're praying for me, that you're thinking about me, that you're sending me all these good vibes. A lot of you, you know, giving me different advice, like go out and take a walk, or do something for you, or, you know, put some makeup on and make yourself get together, you know, put some clothes and some makeup on and make yourself feel good. And those things definitely help. And I know that, you know, everybody's doing those things because they are trying to help. They're coming from a good place. And I know that. And I'm pretty sure that most of those people know that's not going to fix it. It's not going to make it better. But in the moment when I'm not feeling the best, sometimes those are the best things that I can do. Is if I just can't take it anymore and I'm trying to do something else and I can't get it done, maybe leaving the house and going to walk around Target is the best thing for me in that moment. Waking up in the morning and forcing myself to put some makeup on and change my clothes, it will help me in that moment, at least to be busy, to do something. Yes, it's gonna help me, but it's not gonna, you know, make it all better. It's not gonna make it go away. Trying to stay busy, which can be really, really hard, because when you are depressed, all you wanna do is sleep and lay in bed and do nothing. And then on top of that, y'all, the thoughts is what gets me the most. And as a mom, you are already wired. When you have your baby, you're already wired to think the most horrible thoughts about your kids when they're in the other room. Like if you leave for 1 second to go to the bathroom and they're in the other room, all you're thinking is, oh my gosh, in the 5 minutes that I'm in here, somebody has poked their eye out with some utensil they got somewhere. You know, the other person's probably choking. The other person walked out the front door and I have no idea, and they're getting run over by a car. And I know that that sounds really like morbid and like bad, but it's literally the thoughts that have gone through my head and that I know other moms have had because I've talked to them. And like I've said over there, I am so sorry if you're going through this with me. I don't want to be going through it, and I know that you don't want to be going through it. And it's really, really hard when you have to go through that, because it's not like you're like, oh, I have PPD and now somebody take care of me and take care of my family and my kids so I can heal from this. That's not how it works. I mean, yes, we can have help. I mean, my mom lives down the street. She helps. I have my husband. But that's not how it works. We don't get to like lay in bed and heal for 30 days and then say, okay, I'll be back, you know, when I'm better. No, we have other things to do. And I think that's what makes it even harder. I'm here with you, and I know that we're gonna get through it, but when you're in it, you know that it's gonna end one day. Obviously you don't know when, but it just doesn't feel like you can't see the end of the tunnel. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's so hard. You know it is. You know it's there. But in the moment, it's like, I just can't. I don't know. For this video alone, it took a lot for me to sit down and do this video, and not really to talk about this, because yeah, it's hard to talk about, but at the same time I have been very open and honest on my channel and over on my Instagram, and I do that on purpose because I know how hard motherhood can be. And of course we love to share all the great things and the happy things, and I love to see those things. I don't really want to see everybody's like pain and problem, but at the same time I also want to see real life. And I want to be able to relate to people that I follow and that I listen to. And yes, I would love to see some things that maybe I'm not doing and they're doing, and it inspires me to try those things out as a mom with my kids, or to live a certain lifestyle and try different things out when I see them. But at the same time, I don't want it to be so unattainable that you're like, wow, my life's never gonna be like that, or I'm never gonna have that, or I'm never gonna be that kind of mom. I want to, but I'm just never gonna be that kind of mom. And that's what I hope since I've started my YouTube channel and when I'm on my Instagram, is I hope that I'm able to share the good and the bad. Obviously to bring light to certain situations like postpartum depression and anxiety, but also to relate to you, the mama that's watching this channel, that has kids at home, that is still in her PJs and her kids look great, her kids are fed, she hasn't eaten one meal yet, she's had 3 coffees, you know, sitting there trying to do the laundry, watching a YouTube video, crying her eyes out. I don't even know. Like that's my kind of mama, because that's my life. And there's nothing wrong with sharing highlight reels, and there's nothing wrong with getting dressed up, and all of us have our own thing. But I also feel like there's not enough real life on social media. and sharing the hard times. And it's hard to share them, I know, because I mean, that's very intimate stuff to share. You're opening yourself up for judgment from other people. But for me personally, I know who I am. I know who my kids are. I know who my husband is. I know who my family is, my friends. And I've gotten to know a ton of you mamas here and on Instagram. I know if somebody comes and says something negative to me, it's not going to affect me the way that I think they think it will, because I have learned how to be confident in my own parenting, my own motherhood journey, whether it's through breastfeeding and a postpartum depression and just life in general with my kids. I'm always learning and evolving as well. Like, I'm never going to know it all about being a mom or having kids. That's just not gonna happen. I mean, I feel like that would be boring if you knew everything, you know? I feel like there's always new things to learn. That's why all of us are totally different. There's not one thing that works for every single person. It's the same thing with my kids. I don't have one kid that's the same as the other one. So there's just so many things to learn from. And I hope that you guys are able to do that with my channel, that you guys are able to learn new things. And there's probably tons of things that I have talked about that you're like, no, I don't do that, or I wouldn't do that, you know, and that is fine. Because like I've said before, if it works for me, great, and it doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. There will be things that you do that I don't do because they don't work for me, or they don't work for my kids, or I just don't like it. It's okay. That is the whole point of living this life on this earth, is we get to choose and have opinions and choose the things that we want and that we like. Really what I'm getting to is I will always try to share as much honesty as I can and be as much of an open book to walk you guys through this journey that I'm going through now. Because when I talked about postpartum depression on my channel before, I had already gone through it. It had been, you know, a couple years. So now I'm in it. Like this, I'm in it right now. It's not like, oh, it was before. I'm in it right now. And so this is, I feel like it would be a disservice to myself and to you guys if I don't share as I'm going through it. If I'm silent about it now, I don't speak about it now, and I wait till I'm better and then go, oh yeah, I was going through postpartum and this is what happened, this is what I did. I don't know, I just feel like that's dumb. I feel like that's stupid. So I'm gonna be fake for like a bunch of videos and then all of a sudden pop up and be like, oh, you didn't know, but I was going through this thing. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna have happy times. I think that's another thing, is when people know that you either are going through depression, or you have anxiety, or it is postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety, people assume that you're literally crying all day long, you're sad all the time, you could never be happy, and if you show any happiness, then oh, you were lying and you don't really have that. That is not the case. Literally, depression, you could be up here and so happy and energetic and just doing all the things with your kids, you know, taking them here and doing the DIY crafts and all of this stuff, and you're just, oh, it's so beautiful, it's great. And then like 5 minutes later be down there and feeling like crap and curled up in a ball and crying and wondering, am I a good mom? And why am I doing things wrong, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm overwhelmed and I can't do all of these things, but I should be doing all of these things. I just want to let y'all know that, you know, there's going to be videos that I put out that I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be talking about fun things and be smiling on camera. And then there may be videos where I will tell you, I mean, if I have a breakdown, I'm going to tell you I'm having a breakdown, or I've had a breakdown. Like, I'm not going to keep that from you guys. And I'm also going to share all of the emotions. You know what I mean? I hope that that helps one of you. If you're going through it, you know you're not alone. I know that I'm not alone. I know that there are so many of you guys feeling this in this moment, right this second. Like, I know that you're watching this probably crying, which now I'm going to cry. I know that you guys are listening to me and going, oh my gosh, I feel this, like and it's so hard. And knowing that somebody else feels the way that you feel, it definitely helps. It takes a little bit of the burden off, you know, knowing like, okay, it's not a secret. It's not this like taboo secret. And the one thing I do have to say, and I did say this in my other video about this, is please tell somebody. So, I mean, you could tell me if that makes you feel better. You want to tell me, You can send me a DM on Instagram. You can say it in the comments, just to get that out there and say, I have this and it sucks and I don't know what to do and I'm frustrated and overwhelmed. And telling somebody, whether it's a friend, a family member, you know, somebody you can confide in, and let them know what you're feeling and what you're going through. Because that, for me, number one, was the hardest thing, for one, to say and to do, but number two, if you don't let it out and say it out loud, it will eat you up inside and make it even worse. Like, I feel like it just makes it this thing that just festers inside of you, and it makes you more resentful to people because you're thinking in your head, like, I'm going through these horrible things and you have no idea, and I just hate you for that. I hate you for that you don't know that I'm going through this. And obviously nobody can read our minds, but if you know somebody that's going through this, the best thing you can do for them is, you know, send them a gift card to get some food delivered, or send them a casserole, or come over and just say, hey, I'm gonna do your dishes, or I'm gonna grab some laundry and do that for you real quick. It literally will help so much. And don't be afraid to ask for that, but I definitely always ask for help. That's what's been going on. So for about a month now, I have been feeling that, and some days are really good and some days are really bad. Sometimes I have just the depression side, and it's just feeling down and sleepy and tired and overwhelmed, and then other times I have super bad anxiety, and the thoughts are just, y'all, feeling like the most horrible things are gonna happen at any second. Like, vivid pictures of them in my mind, of my children dying almost. Just horrible things. Being scared, being nervous. The other day I said it on Instagram. I was like, you know, I felt like on the outside I was okay, but on the inside I was feeling like, and the way that I described it was, if you're on the phone with somebody and they're about to tell you bad news and you don't know what the bad news is, you don't even know what they're going to talk about, but you know that it's bad, and your heart starts racing, you feel nervous and anxious on the inside, and you're just like scared. That whole feeling, that was what I was feeling inside. Like, I was walking around trying to clean or trying to be with my kids or whatever, and on the outside I seemed calm, and on the outside everything seemed okay, but on the inside, that is what I was feeling. And I was like, that's like the best way I can describe it. I don't even really know how else to describe it. But all day yesterday, and I tried to sit down and film this video and even any other videos that I'm trying to do, and I couldn't do it. And I was just so flustered on the inside. That's what's been going on. And it sucks, but I know that I'm gonna get through it, and it'll be okay eventually. And I know that I have a ton of you guys and my own family and friends to lean on and to talk to, and I hope that you do too. And if you don't, I am always here as well to listen, just to hear you out. So now let's move away from that for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and stand up. I'll move the camera and show you guys my body, and then I'm gonna go get baby boy. He might be sleeping, so I might have to wait till a little bit later, and then I'll turn the camera back on and I'll get him and show you guys baby boy and what he's going through and what he looks like. He's the cutest thing in the whole world. That's another thing all about PPD, is you are so overwhelmed with your kids that in one moment you're just like, I can't handle you guys, I can't take it anymore, I just want to be away from you. And then the next second, especially if you have a little squishy baby, it's like just squeezing him and kissing his cheeks. Oh God, it is just so good. It just, oh, I love it so much. And it definitely brings my mood up and makes me happy, especially in that moment. And then he starts screaming and pulling my hair, and then I'm back to, oh God, I'm overwhelmed. So, okay, let me stand up. So I am wearing these, I think everything I have on right now is from Target. Shocker. So this is a like black or charcoal color cardigan. I got this in a large because I like oversized. I usually buy medium, so large is oversized. These are some denim shorts, cutoff shorts from Target as well. These are the high rise. They are very comfortable, and I think these are a size 12 actually. Yeah, I think these are a 12, and they do have like the buttons right here. But again, I just liked how they fit. They're not super fitted, so they're just comfy. It's a little bit tighter in the waist, which is why I wanted to make sure I went up a size so I wasn't like cutting off my stomach. Those are cute. And then this tank, I just tucked it in. And I do have a strapless bra on. Oh, I want to show you guys my jewelry because this is so cute. So these two right here, they're literally the exact same, but they are two separate necklaces. So they have like their own little clasps. They're not together, so you could wear them just one at a time or two at a time, but they did come as a two-piece set. And then I have my mama necklace. So I just thought that was really cute to put together. And then of course y'all know my hat, I always have this thing. So this is what it looks like. I'm not sucking in, just sitting here. Now with this strapless bra, the only thing that sucks about this thing is it like sits on my rib cage right here because there are wires. And so it makes this right here kind of bulges my skin. It has like this little lump of skin right there, that way you can see it, that like the bra sits on. And I don't know if that's like a breastfeeding mom saggy boob thing, but it's just how it goes. And then on one side, like I have one side that like is shorter than the other. I'll explain that, but so I do have, even with everything tucked in and the high-waisted stuff, mine I think is because I always carried my babies like up here, up under my bra. I didn't have them like super low down here. So I think that's why a lot of the skin and fat that's on my stomach is more up here than down here. And you know, I think again, everybody's bodies are different, but that is what it looks like there. All right, let me pull this and I'll show you my bare tummy. Okay, so these are actually my underwear. I bought these at Target as well, and these are so comfortable. They're high-waisted, like high leg, just like regular stretchy undies. They're not a thong or anything like that. I don't know, you call those briefs or something? Bikini briefs? I don't know. But I do like them, especially when I'm wearing high-waisted bottoms, so that it doesn't like cut me off right here with the underwear, and then you can see like a bulge here and a bulge there. So I do like that about these. But you can see, if you're looking at me straight, this right here, this is all just extra skin here. That, I guess you can kind of see, like I said, I don't have a lot like back here, but it's definitely more on the sides and in the front. So that's this right here. You can see my little stretch marks on my belly button still. I haven't done a whole lot about that. I mean, other than just making sure I have a lot of moisture on my tummy, but with lotions and stuff. But this right here, you can still see my stretch marks. That one's always a big one. And like I've showed y'all before, these are from previous babies and this baby, so you know, it's just how it is. And actually, of all things, I love my stretch marks. Like, I don't want them to leave. That's what really shows that I'm a mom. If nobody knew I was a mom, they definitely know when they see my beautiful stretch marks from my babies. I always loved my stretch marks, but this is what the tummy looks like from the front. Like I said, it's kind of bulges out up here. I have more of like a bulge up here above the belly button than I do down here. This is more of just like maybe some saggy skin here, especially. I'll bend over in a minute and show you guys that as well. But again, like I said, you know, you got your love handles. I definitely feel like this side has more than this side. So if I were to bend over, see how this like hangs over, but again, I still have, you see how this kind of bulges up here at the top? I feel like there's a lot of moms where this part is flat, but then it just like hangs low here. For me, it's the opposite. I've always had, and even when I've never had kids, like if I look at pictures when I was younger in high school and I'm wearing a bikini, you will notice if I'm on the side that this part of my stomach has always kind of like bulged out. It was never super flat. So it's not like I started with a super flat tummy to begin with up here and then this happened, but I just think that's the way God made me and how my body is. Like I said, y'all, there's just skin that I'd like to get rid of. Obviously a little bit of fat, especially on the sides, that I'd like to get rid of. This doesn't really bother me too much, just because all of us, when we bend over, even when people are super skinny, they're gonna have ripples and they're gonna have fat that hangs over. So that doesn't really bother me. It's really just the way that clothes fit. There's certain clothes that I would love to wear, and I feel like I would, like this right now, you can see how if I wore my pants up here, which I do, and I'm wearing a tighter shirt, you can see how this is still kind of hanging over right here. I don't necessarily like that very much, but again, I haven't worked out at all. So I feel like if I work out a little bit, I do a little cardio, get rid of some of this excess here, then that will go away and it will just be straight and not have that little piece. So that's literally all it is. But if you've watched my previous ones, you can see how my stomach has gone from, you know, full baby to baby's gone and belly's still there. And it just slowly has gone down. Now, obviously I haven't lost all of the fat or the excess skin, but again, I haven't done anything to actively try to do that. This is just my body going from having a baby to now with absolutely nothing, letting it do its thing on its own. Again, y'all, that may not be the same for everybody because which baby? Abel. With my second baby, I did not work out at all with him, but I swear within like 3 months of having him, I probably didn't even look like I had a baby. I was so skinny. And I think a lot of it had to do with hormones. I had some problems there and it was making me lose weight instead of gain weight in that area. But again, it just depends. It's like every baby has been so different. My body has been different. But I do have to say that right now I'm probably the most confident and feel the most comfortable in my skin than I ever have before. And I think it also comes with like age. For one, having multiple babies and being a mom for a while now and feeling comfortable as a mom, and then also being older and wiser and just not really giving that much of my thought process to how I look. You know, yeah, when I look in the mirror, there's times where I go, oh, I kind of don't want that right there. But then I move on. Like, it's not like a, oh my gosh, I gotta change my clothes 100 times because I don't like the way this looks and this isn't looking right and oh, I hate my body. It is not like that at all. I love the way I look right now. I love the clothes that I'm able to buy and the things, the way that I can put them together to make me feel good and, you know, camouflage my tummy but still accentuate other areas. So I'm very happy with where I am. I mean, I feel like no matter where we are, we could always improve and there's always things that we're gonna want to improve. And that's just how we are wired as humans. So yeah, of course, I would love to get rid of some of the skin and fat around my tummy, but I'm also not upset with it. Like, I'm not hating on it every single day and going, oh, it looks so gross, or I look so fat, or I look so ugly, or whatever. And I really hope that throughout these videos, I've already had a ton of y'all say, you know, these have helped you look at your body in a different light and be able to love your body throughout all the stages and just learn with it and grow with it. And I love that, y'all. Like, that makes me so happy to hear, because that's one of the reasons why I started doing these update videos and showing my body, is because I wanted other mommies to understand, like, our bodies are not meant to snap back. I don't even know where that dang saying came from, because my body has never snapped back to anything it was before. It has never been the same since my first pregnancy. It will never be the same. And it's not meant to be the same. God made our bodies perfectly. He made it to have children and then to have more children if you wanted to, and then go back. The uterus grows humongous and then goes back on its own. Like, if you really think about the things that our body has to do to get pregnant, to be pregnant, to go through labor, to have the baby, to feed the baby through postpartum, to heal, all of those things, it's literally a miracle. It's crazy. So to expect our bodies to look on the outside a superficial way is ridiculous to me. And there's nothing wrong to have a goal to strive to. There's nothing wrong with that. Letting it take over your life unless you look like this, I think that is just, it's unrealistic, and all you're doing is hurting yourself in the process. You are beautiful the way you are. I know that I am beautiful the way that I am and the way that God made me and evolved my body throughout these, 9 years of having babies. I know that He made you just as beautiful and perfect. Remember that. All right, let me go get baby boy. We're gonna do his little update too. All right, I've got baby boy now. He's wearing his cute Pink Floyd sweatshirt and jogger set. I got this at Target and it is so cute. It's actually in the 18-month size because he's my chunky butt. Huh, Juggy? Yeah. You want to show everybody your toofy? Where's your toofy at? Let me see. Let's see if we could see it. Can we see the toofy? Do you see it? I see it. Where'd it go? I'll probably try to post a picture of it or something if I can get him to sit still long enough. He's a big one. He's definitely a brute, y'all. Like, he is my heavy, chunky butt, and he is so cute. Yeah. Say, I finally got a tooth in. I crawl like crazy. I love to stand up. He's still working on standing up on his own. He can stand up, but he can't stay standing up for very long. He like falls down. So he's still working on that, but he has been walking a ton, you know, holding on to things. Like if he's holding onto the table, or your leg or the wall, the cabinet, the bed, whatever. He can walk across it just fine. And then the little walker that we have from Cocoa Village, that thing is so much fun. We put him in there and Jade will push him around, or he even uses it. He'll actually use it and learns. That's how he learned how to walk, actually. I was very proud of you when you did that. It was so good. Yeah. Like, how can you not smile when you see this baby? Oh, oh my goodness, I love you. Oh, I just squeeze him all the time. He's just so cute. I can't take it. I can't take the babiness. He loves to dance, y'all. He loves music, which I love music, and I always sing, especially when I'm pregnant. I sing a lot to my babies. So I sing to him to change his diaper, because now he doesn't like his diaper changed or to get his clothes on. He will flip over, and we used to, like, my husband would have to like hold him down so that I could change his diaper without it just flinging everywhere. But I learned that if I sing like if I sing the ABCs, or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or You Are My Sunshine, then he stops and he stares at me the whole time so I can get it done. So that's our little trick, is we sing while we change your butt so that you stay still. Yeah. Yeah. But y'all, when I have some videos, I might try to find a clip and put it in here. But he'll be watching something, and if they start singing or dancing, you can see him while he's sitting down and his little butt's moving and he's like this. And the other day I looked at him, he had both arms in the air and he was going like this, like he was dancing to the music. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so cute. Do you want Mama's hat? You want to wear Mama's hat? Shuggy, look at Mama. Look, say hi everybody. I'm a cowboy. He says dad really good now. Sometimes he'll say mama. He's still working on mama. He loves to scream at the top of his lungs. Y'all just heard him. He loves that, like loves it. And I had a comment on one of my videos because he was screaming like that in the background of one of my videos, and the lady commented and said, oh my gosh, this baby is like crying and this woman is making a video. And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, for one, he wasn't crying, he was screaming at the top of his lungs. That's just his thing. That's what he likes to do right now. He hears his own voice, he loves the sound, and he will scream. And it's hard, like it hurts the ears real bad, but he's happy, like he's smiling and he's excited and he screams, and that's his way of communicating at the moment. I'm hoping to change that soon because it's like ear piercing and it's very, very loud, and he will go and go and go and go and go, and he won't stop. Hopefully we can work on that, but he wasn't crying, he was screaming. My husband was in the other room playing with him. He wasn't like left by himself to his own defenses. And the only other thing about that is that when he starts, then Jade thinks it's funny, and then she starts screaming like that, and they go back and forth like who can be the loudest, and then it really gets like, oh my gosh, you guys, stop. And then talking about them having little competitions about who can be loud, if he like does a little tumble, if he's standing up and then he bounces, you know, he falls down, and he starts crying or whining, Jade will go sit next to him and start whining and crying too. It's almost like she's trying to see if she can be louder, like, is mommy gonna come to me first or baby brother? Sibling rivalry is already starting. At the moment, you know, he's finally getting to the point where he can play with his brothers and sisters, and he's able to do some things with them and be a part of their playtime. Not completely, but sometimes. Hi, Shuggy. Say, big brother Georgie probably plays with me the most. Jade gets annoyed from him, and she likes to play with Abel. Y'all, he had a blast at the beach. His first time ever to the beach, and he crawled through the water like he was having the best time of his life. He has been fighting his naps, but like I said, I feel like it's just because of his tooth coming in. Because that's kind of when it started, was he was drooling a lot and he was cranky, and I was like, it's got to be his mouth. So he's kind of been fighting his naps a lot. He'll wait like hours and hours until he finally falls asleep and I can get him to go to sleep for a nap. So when I started filming, I gave him to my husband, and he had him out in the office area, and then they came in and got me, and they were like, come and look at Knox and how he fell asleep. And he fell asleep on the floor in the office with his butt in the air and his head on a pillow. Like, he found a little cushion spot, laid his head down, and just fell asleep. And it is so funny. I'll put the clip in here. It's so funny that he fell asleep like that. And I was like, that kid, like, I knew he was tired, and he finally fell asleep on the floor. But that's pretty much it for the updates. I hope you guys enjoyed it and love keeping up with us over here. I love to hear everything about you guys as well. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are going through postpartum depression, I am here with you, mama. I know it's hard. We have our happy times and our sad times, and it's gonna be hard, but we're gonna get through it. I know we're gonna get through it. So I love you guys so, so much, and all the love and support that you guys send me is amazing, and I'm so, so grateful. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here, and we will see you guys on our next one. Bye.